That was your cue, goddamn. Well, during the editing, anyway. Because, yes, it's time for another BBTAG podcast, and we tried to do this before, but fucking video footage was not working right because camera shifting issues. So we had to scrap that particular take.
Yeah, but it's your favorite host, Hyde and the Sonic Smash Bros. Back at it again.
Yep, and we're going to be doing this pretty regularly. So this time we're actually talking about something that we mentioned for quite a bit, and something I feel like we need to put to rest. Season 2 characters and the fifth fate.
The fifth fate might be in training.
Yeah, we'll discuss that one last, just because, well, I'd rather focus on the Season 2 characters first. But what should we start with, to be honest, as far as Season 2 characters go?
I think I said this before, if not, our apologies, but I would say pretty mixed section here due to it being...
That's fifth fate stuff. We'll talk about that later. I'm talking Season 2 characters from series that are already in.
Oh, Seth. Bring in Seth.
Yes, let's start off with Under Night for a second. Seth is a given. Just, yes.
We need more villains, so we need...
Well, Seth isn't really much of a villain, per se, and he's just more of a douchebag rival. Oh god, I thought you were gonna start doing starting the shit show.
Ow.
Oh, damn it. And yes, we have a little bit of game audio this time.
Hi. I'm getting Haku. In. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, God. That didn't work out in my favor, but okay.
But yeah, Seth is a given. Pardon that, sorry.
Sorry for that, Douglas. We need more villains, so... We really need more villains.
But in general, like, Seth is a given. For me, I'd personally like to see Outlaw.
Oh, right, no, I'll die. But from a different thing, you guys said, instead of...
What, you didn't know that wasn't a true block string?
No, I didn't. Anyway, so, Hilda and Seth...
Hilda's actually a pick a lot of people would like to see as well, so I will agree to that. Like, Seth, Altnum, and Hilda, personally, as far as Under Night goes. And I know you, from, like, the last time we tried to do this, I know you definitely want Akatsuki.
Yes, the benefits of so for you, you, but better.
God damn it. Speaking of Akihiko, Persona's next, just to get this one out of the way. I know a lot of people want, like, Adachi, or freaking... Who was it? Rise and Teddy. Those are kind of, in my opinion, overdone requests, so I'm going to try not to bring those up. And even then, like, there's two in particular I'd like to see. Well, speaking of Persona. Show, more specifically, Minazuki, because again, we need more villains.
Yeah.
And, call me crazy with this, but Margaret. Just because I'd love to see what they do with the whole multiple personas thing. Also, if things are picking up in the background from my end as well, again, apologies, but we prefer not to do 2 takes.
We don't believe in second takes.
Unless we have to, but that's beside the point.
Unless we have to,
Then, yeah. But then again, it was a good thing we had to do a second take, because he kind of went into an inside joke that what happens there stays there. I'll leave it at that.
Inside jokes are inside jokes.
Let's not go there. The only time we do inside jokes is with fucking Crystal Wing.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
You know I had to bring it up, right?
Why do you do this to me?
Why do you bring out Gordeau?
Don't mind me, I'm just waiting for Evo.
Don't mind me, I'm just over-centralizing the meta.
Ow. I can't.
Didn't you get kanji last time, now that I think about it?
Yeah, and I still can't kanji.
Jesus. But yeah, we got our Persona picks out of the way.
Yeah.
I think we should go Blaze Blue next.
From Blaze Blue, I still say like Fei Ling. But also, seriously just do what it just did. You asshole. From fuck that Geodine.
Oh, we actually got a special outro sequence. But yeah, I think for Blaze Blue for me, like, I know you've already wanted Naoto Kurogane as another one.
Yeah.
He's gonna be playing Naoto in BBCF. Good luck with your hands, by the way. But there's a couple I'd honestly like to see for myself, to be honest.
I kind of want to see like Fei Ling in this game.
I'm curious to see how they would work with her, yeah, but I mean, I would have said Naoto. I'm gonna probably have to agree with you there, though, that Naoto would be a really good choice. And
Yeah.
personal pick here, but Lambda, just Lambda, infinitely better than new. Yes, Lambda is the cinnamon roll. I'll say that straight up. She is adorable. Well, starting with Alter Memory, she's freaking adorable, because Continuum Shift sadly didn't do her justice. Also, Luna, if you're watching, this is unintentionally for you. I say unintentionally because I got Igus S. Not sure, actually, but I just really only care about getting those two. Lambda in particular.
Yeah, so that's those guys as well. Now on to Ruby.
Well, Ruby we're going to save until after we refresh, because I've only got a couple of minutes on my recorder right now, and we have an interesting amount to talk about with that series.
Yeah. I got 9 again. Ouch.
Oh, you were about to walk right into some stupid shit.
Yeah. Ding ding.
And yes, I can S, I just prefer not to.
Yeah. Wait, where have I seen this before?
Oh, frick, I tried to challenge it like a dunce.
I see where this is going.
That's kind of not what I meant to do, but whatever.
No.
That was beautiful.
I like how Nine is like, ow. Damn it.
Guile strats. She only does that particular pose if she finishes against a Blaze Blue character. Missed opportunity, that. But yeah, as soon as we get done refreshing, we're going to discuss Ruby and what we would like to see from that. Alright, now where do we begin? And at this point in the podcast, we're going to start doing, like, different team compositions.
Yeah.
Again, if you hear anything picking up in the back, that's my apologies. Nothing we can really do.
Yes, I did. Anyway.
Like that! What the fuck, I'll deal with it. Actually, no, wait, we're supposed to be doing, like, random team compositions, not, like, double randoms. So, we're just going, like, different team compositions we've been just wanting to try out. But that's beside the point. Speaking of Ruby, well, Ruby meets her. But that's beside the point.
I still want to see, like, Kieran Nichols and Myron in this game.
Yeah, and believe it or not, my major two for Ruby, Maury has actually said he wanted to put in Penny and that certain motherfucker whom I will not name at the moment.
For obvious reasons in training.
Yes, because Penny, I just want Penny in because Penny is just straight up awesome. You know this.
And straight up adorable with him.
More like the quirky kind of adorable, kind of like a mix of Lambda with her own unique identity, but that's beside the point. And then there's that motherfucker Adam. Ugh. Let's just say I want him in for different reasons and leave it at that.
Obvious. I was just gonna say for obvious reasons. Especially like you two sorry for just making the fuck out of him.
Exactly, because let's face the facts, he kind of fucking deserves it. No, you little shit. Oh, I have a chance to frickin' do it. Oh. The cross up. Why are you doing critical shot when...
Ow. That's not this, just the damage. Ow, ow, ow. What?
Okay, you want to know what happened there?
Yes, I do.
Hama-on has no invul, and you were able to fucking move, you just didn't block.
Ah. That explains it, but Ruby will be Pure Nico's and Myron because Pure Nico's is like the first girl I've seen.
Okay, something I will say about this, though, people are gonna just bitch, like, why don't you just add in the rest of Team Juniper then?
If we're at the rest of Team Juniper in there, well,
I mean, sure, go for it. If you're gonna put the rest of them in, go for it, but...
if you want to put them in there, go for it. By all means, go for it.
Here's the thing, though. Like with the Major 4 of Team Ruby, they'd have to make the sprites and movesets completely from the ground up.
Exactly.
And that would take a long fucking time. So, I have a feeling it's just gonna be 2 Ruby characters, and I still think it might be Penny and Adam. But, that's beside the point. I mean, I would like to see more Ruby characters in here, and I kind of anticipated there would be more than just the initial 4 when the game first dropped. But once we got to, like, the point where it was like there really wasn't a lot for the Ruby characters, it's like either you're waiting to reveal them all at once, or there really won't be any more than just the base Team Ruby. But speaking of Team Ruby, there is just one little thing I want to say regarding Blake being DLC and the controversy that started up. Just get this out of the way and get this over with. I can understand where they were coming from because at the time we knew fucking nothing. That was completely on accident, but it would have worked regardless.
Got it crossed up.
You ran right into that.
Yes, I did. You ran into that.
Boot to the head.
That was on me.
That one was all on you, yes. That was beautiful, though. It's not quite as beautiful as what we did last night after the failed attempt. Oh, Jesus. This is gonna suck, ain't it?
Alright, here we go. I'm good.
Really?
Sit back down. Get it, really. Oh, that didn't work out. That didn't work out. Oh, shit. And on to...
Fuck! I had it! And I've been practicing that one, too. I've been practicing that one and I dropped it just there?
Damn.
Of course, the one time I can get it on camera and I fucking drop it.
You dropped it hard.
Right?
Harder than I tried to do that happy birthday on you.
I honestly can't tell which one you're talking about because you've done more than enough of those with Hyde's 5B.
The 5B will be your greatest nightmare.
I swear to God, I don't know the startup of that one, to be honest, but nonetheless. Alright, let's see what else there is. There's probably like a couple more we can do, because there is one more thing we have to talk about before like we really wrap things up, and that's going to be the fifth fate, but we'll save that for the refresh, just because, well,
Yeah.
there is quite a lot to talk about with that, so back in a moment.
Yeah.
Camera readjustments, ahoy! But anyway, one last thing we really have to discuss, and that's what we think the fifth fate might be. I know you have been meaning to put this freaking discussion to rest for a long time.
Yeah. So, before we begin, we are nixing one game genre out of there already, and then one game that we're taking out as controversy will be Neptunia, guys.
We can both debunk that right now. As much as I would love to see it, because I'm an avid fan of Hyperdimension Neptunia, I feel like there's still some things that wouldn't add up, even though like a moveset could work. I don't think Arxis knows the first thing about Neptunia, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Plus,
But,
you have to consider the main reason Ruby got into BBTAG. Moniom was a fan of Blaze Blue and Mori was a fan of Ruby. That was just a crossover waiting to happen.
exactly. Ow. Ow. Why did I keep... Okay, that part, leave it on.
Kind of fitting we hear this song and I just got 9 freaking Flame Boost Yukiko.
What? No, what sign?
No to that. Oh, you little. You never popped resonance there, I notice.
Yeah.
Oh, and there goes that. I keep forgetting that's a low.
That's pretty rough.
That's gonna hurt. Shit, he's got the 2 bars. You're not gonna land that. Body slam.
Ran into that.
But, yeah. To get back on the actual discussion here, what do you think it could be, and do you have, like, your reasons for it?
I'm still saying 7 cover because even though it has fan service and everything, but
That's probably the main reason Arxis would put it in if they were to put it in. I mean, like, the thing is, I can see where you're coming from, because the whole data mine and whatnot,
Exactly.
there's a problem with that. We don't know if that was just leftover files. And not to mention, on top of all that, I think Senran Kagura just in general would be either a green or light blue.
Probably.
Well, I did say this was the only way to make Chie somewhat okay.
Oh my god. With Carmine?
It's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. Alright. Well, Carmine come up both ways and on point and
Assist, because Blood Wheel is just retarded.
it is.
It's retarded good, but at the same time, it's like, it's fine given it's Carmine and he's still risking health. But we're getting off topic here. Like, in general, though, I can see where you're coming from. I just think there are some things that don't add up.
I'll let Railroad do it part 2.
You mean the only song that Mia would play whenever we play her? The joke here is she's one of the diehard Ruby fans, to the point where she's basically the Ruby of the server that we're on.
Yeah. But, back on topic between...
Back to the whole Fifth Fate thing. And there's another thing when I was saying about the whole burst issue, but that's beside the point. Hey, but my personal theory here is it's Arcana Heart. Really? Oh god, this is gonna end badly, ain't it? Okay, I'll say this. Arxis has done some things with Arcana Heart before. A couple of crossovers between it and BlazBlue. And I'm pretty sure Heart's voice actor appeared on BlazBlue Radio at one point.
Are you talking about... what was the name? Fuck the loop. Fuck the loop. Fuck the loop. Do my loop. Damn it, that's bad.
It's Carmine. What do you expect? And also, Arxis has helped publish Arcana Heart 3 on multiple occasions. And I think maybe also the first 2 games. I think. Plus, like, they could make the Arcana specials into EX moves, Extend Force could be tied to Resonance Blaze, and the homing dash mechanic they could probably work in pretty well. There's a lot you could work with that. I mean, some people would probably argue that it would turn into BlazBlue Cross Waifu Battle at that point, which, mind you, you'd probably be right, but that'd be the same case with Senran Kagura anyway now, wouldn't it? That's just kind of how I see it. I mean, there is a lot that they could work with that. I mean, you could argue that they could work with Senran Kagura due to Nitro Plus blasters, but I can't remember outside of Homura who else was in that one, as far as the Senran Kagura lineup goes.
Yeah.
The only one I remember was Homura, because I heard she was pretty broken.
Really?
Homura in particular was like a top tier from what I heard. Nah, I didn't give an... Yes, you'd like to see Senran Kagura as the guy who has Senran Kagura reflections.
We're not talking about
Really?
Yes.
You fucking dick. Really? I can do that too.
Hey, that's like you kept running into it.
I figured at some point you'd learn to respect.
That's totally a dead or yeah.
It wouldn't have been regardless.
I'm sorry, how?
God damn it. That was a wide open opportunity there. God damn it. For once, GADP actually did something. And now Carmine's about to just go commit some bloody murder. Oh, you don't have a fate counter. It wouldn't have worked. You set yourself up.
Oh my god!
That's how you wrap things up before we have to refresh. A raw Carmine Astral.
Oh no, it's a Shigane!
That's what you get for playing the troll color. Real quick though, I gotta refresh. You missed literally nothing.
No, you missed nothing at all.
But we pretty much said all we needed to say. You know what the sad part is? I actually did that to a now tell online once with I guess. It was beautiful. But since we've just about said everything we needed to say, usually when we wrap things up, we go a full, 3 games with proper matches.
Yeah.
So basically, here's how these podcasts usually work. First half is normally double randoms. Second half is just different team combinations we've been wanting to try.
Everyone's making it work.
And then for the final 10 minutes, just 3 games of proper matches. But that's beside the point.
Basically.
That's kind of like a consistent thing we're going to be doing with these BBTAG podcasts. It gives you something to watch, too. But in general, we can all agree that Seth is a given.
Yep.
Hilda's possible. I personally would like to see freaking... who was it that I mentioned earlier outside of freaking Altnum? Altnum was the other one. I think that was it. There was just a few characters that I think were just a given, and we know for a fact that is coming. How can you not include the rival? I mean, come on. That was an unintended fake block string due to Kuga assist, but I'll take what I can get. Oh, Jesus.
Ow.
That fucking Palebringer.
Ow, shit, crap. Ow, shit, no. What's that roll?
Really? That actually beat that? Nice. I can do that shit too.
No. No.
That's gonna suck. Oh, you actually made that a true string. Bravo. Got it! Hashtag TK Kuga combos. And yes, that is one of her hardest lengths. Again, pardon that. One more time, because I didn't hear you.
You all know your Lene is scary as hell.
Well, most people who don't know haven't actually fought me. Until they've actually seen it, and then it's like, yeah, there you go.
You're like, yeah,
It's like, yeah, you think this character is like low or mid tier at best? I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, okay, I'm not fucking around. It's Heartful Cry.
oh, what do you know? Yes.
Best Persona 3 song changed my mind.
Whose name is it? Me too?
I guess you idiot! Oh my god!
Don't judge me.
It's Heartful Cry, which we all know by now has been considered Aigis' signature theme. Why did you call it Mitsuru's?
I said no, sorry.
You know I'm gonna be doing a little bit of editing on playback, right? Oh, fucking autocorrect. I'm gonna try not to go into semblance here because this song is too beautiful.
If I can't live through this, nope.
Oh no, you will. I can't DHC this because it won't kill.
That's it. Ah, son of a bitch. That's dead.
It should be. Yep.
Yeah, damn it.
I told you I don't fuck around when Heartful Cry is playing.
I actually want to know something. Would the diviners crash at the same time?
Gyre Vortex and the last part of Diviner,
No,
if
diviners.
it might, I'm not sure. But if it were to, I can guarantee you right now that Linnaeus would actually win over Hyde just because Linnaeus has more hits to it.
Yeah.
For the record, I popped cross combo there and only did that because I saw you touch the button.
Yeah. Also, fuck your rolls, man. Fuck them.
And Eunice crossing fades.
Kinda catchy. Anyway, as a reflection,
I'd make the joke, but I already made it once, so...
we talked about characters everyone, and we also talked about
Potential for the fifth fate, which... If anyone from our server is watching, please stop guessing or saying you want these ones in. We'll know in due time, as painful as it is to wait.
only time will tell.
How do you think the fucking wait I had to you dealt with was you're dealing with as painful as it is? Just imagine me waiting for Yang at the time.
But what's way worse it though? That's the question.
I think you're seeing so in that answer right now.
Yep, the way was worse than.
Bitch. See, this is why bursting against Yang is usually a bad idea. Beautiful.
What? Hold up. Okay, there we go. Actually, no, I just got a resident. Stop it.
There's your answer. What were you fucking thinking?
How screwed I am?
What were you thinking even doing that?
Could have grabbed distortion again and just do that.
But you know by now I'm good at throw tagging most of the time, so...
That's true. And you're not have that whole dumbass.
Oh god! I might link that tweet in the fucking description, but that was a beautiful fucking moment. And this was all pre-patched, so it's probably gotten buried under everything else. But that was 3, so we are actually done for this one.
Alright.
So, the next time we do things, which we're probably going to do, the next one is right after, just to make up for lost time, we're actually going to be reflecting on our history with the game as a whole. Like, all the way from when we first heard about it, up until now.
Yeah, like, what games we started off with Blaze Blue and what we're up to now.
Like, it's just our history with BBTAG from, like, when we first heard about it up until nowadays, and just kind of, like, a personal reflection, retrospective on, like, everything we've been through with this game.
And how we got to where we are now.
Exactly. And if anyone wants to, like, mention their stories in the comments section for that one once we get that posted, go right ahead.
Go ahead.
But that said, we'll see you guys for the next one. Take care.